You're welcome to all table shakers. We are back again. Thank you for listening to us. Yeah. When I was
Yes.
saying that you examine yourself, whether you be in the faith, prove yourselves, and all that. Now, the Holy Spirit is the one doing the examination, actually. You just have to surrender yourself to receiving what he's saying. Because when you receive new information, let me put it that way, new information about a subject matter that you believe, the Spirit tries it out and examines it, whether it is something you can take in or you reject. So, watching and standing first in prayer also helps us a lot to be able to examine ourselves. So, the subject of what we believe, apostasy, and backsliding is a very crucial thing that every Christian should know and get right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if we are not conscious or not paying attention to those things, we can actually let the truth that we are holding to sleep. But
Yeah.
we are being encouraged to not let those things sleep.
When we are talking about the apostasy, when we talked about the apostasy this time around, we talk about people that they know God, but they don't understand. There is a lack of understanding of who God is to them. Now, few examples I'm going to use, like both in Nigeria, because I just remember one as well in Nigeria. I remember a
Mhm.
few years ago, like maybe last year or 2 years ago, there is this popular Nigerian singer, singer turned gospel singer. People may quickly pick it up where, if I'm not going to mention her name basically, but the point is this: that person came out and said that I've always been a gospel singer. I've always been a gospel singer. And I was like, no, you've not always been a
How?
gospel singer. I know that you've always sing a morally correct songs, but you have
Mm-hmm.
not always been a gospel singer. And because that we use your song during wedding, during wedding
Okay.
to sing, especially in the southwestern part of Nigeria, does not mean that the song is a Christian song. Any song
Mm.
that we see that is not, anybody can use that song actually, because the song doesn't, denote that this is Jesus or this is, any other person. It's just there for anybody to use. So I
Yeah.
remember back then, before, like when I used to go out and play instrument for these Fuji people, they use that song as well when they're having some nikai, the wedding
Mm-hmm.
for the Muslim. So it doesn't mean that the song is a Christian song, but because it was adopted into the Christian home or family, does not mean that it's a Christian song. So I also want to like advise in that way, advise some of our gospel singers or in our churches as well. We should be very careful of what we actually adopt into, because it speaks volume. Because now the person was saying that I've always been a gospel singer, but no, there's a, and if that has been a way of life, I doubt if she's a Christian, if the person is a Christian. I doubt if the person
Mm.
is actually a Christian. So I can see so many people walking that thin line of saying that, oh, this is that. No, there are some professions that speaks volume about your person, about where you are. There are some
Mm.
profession that actually speaks volume about that. So some profession doesn't, it's just there. It's religion neutral. But also, when you look at um, America as well, I have like two people that I remember at the top of my head right now. I remember when this person actually gets come out to say that he gave his life to Christ. A lot of my friends were like, "This is a good news. This is very great. As the person actually lasted for a few years, had a very, very,
Wow.
very popular rap, like a rap song, albums, I one of the songs actually stuck with me, and I really love the song, but I
Okay.
question the authenticity of that person's salvation. It may look like, are you now the one that is testing if someone is saved or not? That's
Oh,
not
not.
actually what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying here is this. I look at the person and I look at how the person go about when they say they are saved. And I was like, I think if you say you are saved, you still takes your time to properly understand, not just know. So at the end of the day, because I also have a little background story of the person, that the person say, I want to become the American president at some point in his life. And I know that the person, for you to get that vote, you need, some vote to your side. So it becomes like, I need to do something to
Need
make
to
it look so
associate
real.
yourself to some
Association,
set
thank
of
you.
people.
Thank you.
Wow.
So the person try as much as possible to do that. But we know how the things is with the person now. By the way, I'm not saying that that person cannot be saved. I'm not saying that it is the end for that person. No, that's not what I'm saying.
No,
But I'm just saying that when someone come out to say that I'm a Christian now, you should be happy. The first one, you should be happy. You should be so
definitely.
excited that someone, a soul is won into the kingdom. But you should ask the needed question to know if this person is actually saved or just want to associate. There are so many people today that they just want to associate because Christianity sounds like a very cool thing to do. It's a very nice, this and that. And it has always been like that from almost like from the beginning. When the Emperor Constantine accepted the Christian religion as a Roman religion, so many people began to associate themselves with Christianity. So many people begin to like, oh, all right, oh yeah, are you a Christian? Yes, I'm a Christian. Like you are you are doing
You're
well.
good. You're good.
Yeah, you are doing well. You belong to the elite class. But if you say that you're not a Christian, then you don't belong to the elite class. So, those are things that we find us. And then we also need to be very careful, especially when you are listening to other people. There are so many also pastors that did the same thing. They are in the same boat with these people. They can teach correctly because they know, but they
Yeah.
don't understand what they are teaching. I remember a few years ago in my school at Southern Baptist, the seminary, the theme for the academic year is, why do you believe what you believe? And it is to question if you actually believe in the Bible, if you actually believe what it means to be a Christian.
To be a
So many,
Christian.
many people, we find ourselves
Wow.
just accepting people based on the fact that they just tell you, I'm a Christian. And that's it. You don't
And
ask a
rolling with
question.
it.
There's no asking of questions. There's no interrogating of, what do you mean by you are a Christian? There's no examination of that word. And then I remember one of my friends back in the state told me that his father's friend used to be a Christian. As a matter of fact, he used to be a pastor. And at some point, he stopped being a pastor and he became an imam. And I asked him, I said, do you have at any point in time, do you check what the person actually believe? Because if you check what they believe, you would have seen that this person is just by association a Christian. But in terms of perseverance, in terms of having the understanding of the unlimited atonement, the doctrine of election, so that's the privilege of man, you have the understanding of this person is either a Christian or is just faking it all along. And to be sincere with you, we've had stories upon stories of people that fake it just to be able to get what they want all along. They fake it and fake it perfectly well. I remember back in the day that there was a guy that was Islamic cleric, and this person, at some point he wanted to marry a Christian lady. As a matter of fact, a very, very vibrant Christian lady. So because of that, he came out. He said that he's now a Christian. He did all what could be done to associate himself. He become a what do you call it, part of the prayer group, Bible study. He joined the Sunday school department.
Just up
All
and down
to
everywhere.
get that lady. After he got the lady, they got married. They did their marriage in church, actually. So after the marriage, when he gave birth, after she gave birth, he called the Islamic clerics to come and do the naming. And he told the lady, I did all what I did because I want you.
I want to get you.
I'm not interested in Christianity. So there are so many examples of that is around us. But we should always check. Thank you. We should always check and see, is this person actually a Christian? Not by what they are saying, or not by what they are teaching people, but how they are acting, what they confess, how they understand the scripture. When I look at some of the pastors we have, our mainstream pastors we have, I was like, well, they have the grace of saying that they are mainstream pastors. But when you look at what they believe really, you will see that there's no substance to what they actually confess to be their saving grace. So it's a lot of things like that for me.
So someone can pretend, act, and do a lot of drama to pretend to be a Christian just because of ulterior motives, and wow.
Especially a lot of our sisters have found themselves in that situation so many times. And a lot of Christians have found themselves in churches that are pastored by people that don't even have an understanding of who God is. They don't have it. They know God. Like
but
everybody.
They hold positions.
That's the point. Yeah, that's it.
Wow. Wow. It's just wow. Like they hold positions. They want to ascend to some positions in the denomination and all that, but they don't have knowledge of God. Like they do not believe in those things that they are teaching.
Yeah.
It's quite unfortunate, so to say,
very,
because
very,
that's not the essence of our being as a Christian. It's not the essence of our standing with God.
I see.